Hi, it's Brandon Smith from ThirstGym.com. Today we're talking about the reverse pec deck machine. It's a fantastic upper body, upper back, rear delt exercise you can put in your programs. Really help balance your shoulders out, build that upper back, build some traps up, and keep your bench press moving and good and stable as well. So the reverse pec deck is fantastic is because there's really not a ton of rear delt machines available. This is really kind of the main one that you're going to see. There might be some unique ones around, but for the most part, this is a fantastic way to develop your rear delts. So the bad part about like a rear delt raise is just where you're going to feel majority of the weight. Without a doubt, the hardest part on the rear delt raise is the end range of motion. So if you're bent over coming this way, the hardest part is going to be right here as you're getting more of the gravity, because you're right underneath gravity here, and as you come up, it's going to get harder. The nice thing about this machine is that because of the cable system, we can keep majority of the tension the same throughout. So we're going to get a good amount of load in the stretch position, which is what makes this exercise a little bit unique, and honestly why I really like it for rear delt development and shoulder development, upper back development. So this one here serves as a pec deck. So the reason most people call it a reverse pec deck is because it's got the pec aspect in the front, which we've talked about in the past, so you can watch that video. But we're going to set this in the opposite position. So we're going to move this to where it goes all the way away from us, and then we're going to sit facing towards the machine. Now, this one's nice. It's got a 3-handle option, so I can keep my hands pronated. I can keep them neutral. I can go low. I can go high. I got a lot of options with this one. So I'm relatively short. This isn't as high as it goes, but usually you're going to want your hands about shoulder level. So we don't want to go up toward their eyes, but we also don't want to be really low. It's going to struggle to get the most of the exercise, and it's just not going to go fluidly and go well. So I personally just stand up. I think for how short I am, it works the best, but obviously you can sit down as well. Palms go down, and I like to have the edge of my hands on the edge of the handle here. I know not all of them have that, but most of them will, and that's at least going to be able to let you create some tension and feel it in your rear delts. Then when we go to do that, we want to make sure we keep our elbow kind of up. We don't want to have our elbow down. That's going to start to favor our medial delt. If you're trying to do this for your posterior deltoid, you want to make sure that that elbow position stays good and neutral where it should be. And then if you're a power lifter, you can pull your shoulder blades back and down to mimic your bench press. If you're a bodybuilder or you're just trying to attack the rear delts in general, then you don't have to depress your shoulder blades. You can keep them more natural and slightly elevated. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands and we're going to pull them apart, similar to a band pull apart, and then we're going to come back to the starting position. And the goal with a nice, good cable machine is to keep tension on the cable. You're going to maximize your time under tension with the exercise, which is going to help you with your hypertrophy if that's what you're doing this for. So we're going to break it loose, keep our chest tall, pull, and then control it the whole time, and then make sure I'm squeezing my shoulder blades at the end range of motion. So we don't want to just come here, which while there's nothing wrong with partials, and if the partials are programmed in your program, that's okay, but we want to make sure we get a good scapular retraction each time, work a full range of motion, and really feel that in our upper back. Okay? So knowing this, the rear delts in the upper back they're very resistant to fatigue. So I honestly like higher repetitions. I think 15 to 20 repetitions on a reverse pec deck is a great spot to be. You can certainly do some 10s and 12s and go around that route. I would not drop your reps below 10. I think at that point your techniques will start to suffer, and honestly it's just going to be a pain in the butt. Now if you're doing drop sets and your reps start to drop down, I think that's one thing, but I wouldn't come over to the pec deck and try to do 3 sets of 6. I think that's a bit ridiculous. 3, 4, 5 sets of probably 12 to 20 repetitions is a good sweet spot to be with this particular exercise. What I also like about this, I will add, is that because it's a selectorized machine, this is a fantastic way to do drop sets and intensity techniques, because you don't have to move much and you can keep going and going and going and going and really burn up those muscle fibers on the backside. And like I said, you don't have a whole lot of options in terms of your rear delt development, in terms of maximizing your tension when your arms are straight out in front of you. That lends this machine to give you a little bit of an advantage there. So That's the reverse pec deck. Relatively simple to operate. A fantastic upper back and rear delt piece that I think should be in any powerlifter's program just for overall shoulder health and upper back. But obviously you can make a case for it, maybe even some sport performance work, your personal training clients. It's one of the very few machines I think that's got some good application in terms of building some upper back mass and some shoulder health. So if you got any questions, please feel free in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.